Welcome students who are taking Math for Business and Finance and Math Applications. We're working on the Chapter 7 Summary Practice Test, and before I get into it, there's only 9 problems in the Summary Practice Test, but I found that the drill problems and the word problems for this chapter did a pretty good job of building one upon the other, one concept upon another concept upon another concept. So if you've gone through the drill problems and the word problems, then the summary practice test should not be that difficult whatsoever. Go back and watch the theory videos, go back and watch the drill problems and the word problems in order to nail down the concept. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time with discussing concepts in this. I'm just going to try to work through the problems, okay? If you need that theory, if you're not understanding something about a particular problem here, go back and watch the videos or telephone and speak with an instructor, okay? All right, so let's move on here. Get my pen. All right, so we have an item, the list price, single trade discount, and the net price. So simple. For number 1, we have $350, and if I have a trade discount of 5%, I want to know what the net price is. Well, if the trade discount is 95%, that's going to give us the discount amount. I want the net price, so I take 100% minus the 5%, which gives me 95%. And I multiply that by the $350, and I end up with $332.50. $332.50. That's my net price. If I wanted to know what the discount amount is, I would take the 350 times the 5%, and that would give me my discount amount. Okay. All right. The Palm Pilot. A trade discount of 10%, and we know our net price. Okay, well, and I'm jumping into into concept here. So if I had 100% and I'm going to multiply by the discount amount of 5%, I end up with 95% as my net. Okay, since I'm starting up here at the list and I'm going towards the net price, okay, I'm multiplying by 5%. If I start out at the net price and I go towards the list price, what I want to do is I want to divide, okay? So if I have 190 and I know that my discount is 10%, remember we're not looking at our discount amount, we're looking at our list price, so 100% minus 10% is 90%, so I'm going to divide by 90%. So if I take $190 and divide it by 0.9, I end up with 211.11. And that's what my list price on the Palm Pilot is. Number 3 here, chain discount. Okay, so I have a list price of $8.99, a chain discount of 5% and 4%, wants to know what the net price is and the trade discount. I could figure out the net price and subtract it from the list price to get the trade discount amount. So 5% and 4%, right? The reciprocal is 95% times 4%, which is 96%. And that gives me 91.2% or 0.912. And I multiply the 899 by the 0.912, and that's going to give me my net price of $819.89. $819.89. And of course, the difference between the two, $899 less $819.89, gives me what, 11, 9, and 7. So that gives me a discount amount of $79.11. Number 4. Okay, this is the determining the discount periods. Okay, so we want to know what the end of the discount period is and the end of the credit period, meaning when it's actually due. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Combining pen. There we go. So if I start on 11/4 and I'm using the ordinary dating method of 2% 10, net 30. So that's 10 days. I would get a 2% discount. So on 11/14 would be the end of the discount period. And 30 days, 11/4 plus 30. Well, 30 days in November, there's only 30 days in November. Okay, so that makes that relatively easy. That means 30 days from November 4th is December 4th. Okay. And remember, if there was 31 days in a month, it's going to be 1 day less, right? All right, so number B here. We have 10/3, and it's 3% 10, net 30, receipt of goods. And it says the goods were received on March 10th. So that's on 3/10. Okay. Well, if we're dealing with receipt of goods, we don't care about the invoice date. We are only concerned with when we actually receive them. So since we receive them on March 10th, that's the day that we're going to start with. And then we just treat it just like it's in the ordinary method. All right. So 3% 10, I can add 10 days to that. So my discount period ends on 3/20. And I have 30 days from 3/10 plus 30. All right, would be 4/10, but I have to consider how many days are in March. Since there's 31 days in March, okay, that means I have to take off 1 day, so I end up with 4/9, all right, because from March 10th to April 10th, that's actually 31 days, okay? So it's easier just to go, okay, 3/10 plus the 30 days gives me 4/10, and then look to say how many days are in the end of the month. Okay, so for that April 9th. Whoops, what did I do? I got to get back. All right, there we go. Erase that. All right, so end of month ones. Right. C, okay, so I'm talking about May 2nd, and it's the 2% 10 end of month. Well, the invoice is, remember, the end of month is, we look at the 25th or prior. So since May 2nd is before the 25th of the month, that means we have until the 10th of the following month. And of course, the following month is from May is to June. Okay, so we have until June 10th in order to be able to take a 2% discount. Now, that gives us till June 10th. And the end of the credit period would be the end of that month, which would be June 30th, 31st, June 30th, 30 days in June. Okay, so we have until June 30th for the end of the credit period. Now D is what happens when it falls after the 25th of the month. Okay, so I have 11/28, and since that's after the 10th of the month, the way I think about it is okay, I'm sorry, after the 25th of the month, the way I think about it is I start out with the 10th, okay, and I go from whatever month I'm in, go forward 1 month, and then I add 1 more month, right? So my discount period would end up being January 10th. And to determine the end of the credit period, well, it would be the end of that month, which would be January 30th. Okay. All right, that's 10 minutes, and I'm done with 4 problems, so I'm going to stop here and pick up in the next video.